guys, what up? It's me again. Welcome back to this amazing channel. Welcome back to my room. So the main idea of this video is to make a small comparison between English and Spanish. And that's pretty cool. But lucky you, I am not the one who is going to explain to you this. I called some of my classmates and they have many things to say, so why don't we go and watch them? Yeah.
Speaking of articles, did you know that articles in Spanish carry a gender? For example, la silla, it's the chair, but in female. Quite curious, isn't it?
Is it la café? No, it's el café. Is it el taza? No, la taza. The cup. Is it la gata? No, it's el gato.
In English, the articles are not defined by the gender. For example, we can say a dog, the dogs. But in Spanish, we do it. For example, una perrita, un perrito, unos perritos.
Hi, did you know that in Spanish you can use the negative many times in one sentence, while in English the negative is only used once? For example, in Spanish we have no como pasta nunca. Now, while in English we use only I never eat pasta. Of course, for example, another example in Spanish we have no te gusta correr nunca. Well, in English we have don't you ever like running?
In Spanish and English are used differently. As you can see, La Casa Azul, we first have the subject and then the adjectives. But in English though, first we have the adjective and then the subject. La Casa Azul, the blue house. And as you can see, we have a beautiful house right here. But what happens though if we change the order of things? The house blue. Now it doesn't make sense, does it? It looks as if we have given the house a name. It doesn't even have to be blue because it has an entirely different meaning. Now what happens if we do that in Spanish? La azul casa. Now it doesn't even make sense at all, does it? Which is why we mustn't change the order of the subjects and the adjectives.
You will? I tell tomorrow the story at the school. The fuck? No, in English the order isn't terrible, or it is the way the sentence makes sense. Did you mean I will tell you the story at the school tomorrow? Holy shit, that's rude. Capital letters are used differently. In English, days of the week and months are written with the capital letters, as well as the name of languages.
Hello guys, today I'm going to explain the signs of interrogation and exclamation in Spanish. So, in Spanish are two, one that opens and another that closes. In English we only use the one that closes. Here we have an example. Do you always confuse where to put the period after the quotes? You have to know that in Spanish the point is outside, and in English is inside the quote. Here we have these examples. Hay que mocharles la mano, del Bronco. And you can see the period over here. Okay? So in English, the period is over here. Hey, let me introduce you the special letters. B, double L, H, Z, J, R, double R, and X. But why are they special? Because they have different pronunciation in English and in Spanish. For example, ball and llamar, history and historia, zero and zapato, jail and Julio, run with rata, chan chan chan. We have a special letter in Spanish, the letter ñ, because in English doesn't exist, but is represented with ny. Guys, let me explain you something important. In English, it's common to use these contractions, but in Spanish, we can't. So please, don't do it. The majority of the digraphs in English don't exist in Spanish. And let's check this book to find some digraphs. For example, we have knowing. Over here, this, height, just and down. Spanish doesn't have plural words that finish with a consonant and then the S. No, we have to write the ES at the final of a word. For example, libro and libros. In English, we have book for just one and books for two or more. But in Spanish, we have cojín and cojines. Another example, cajón and cajones.
Now, let's learn about verbs, shall we? Now, as we can see in this small board, we see we have the verb eat, both in Spanish and English. In English, you see, there's not much change to it. I eat, you eat, he eats, she eats, it eats, they eat, and we eat. As you can see, we all eat the same way. Now, but for Spanish, it's quite a different story, you see. Yo como, tú comes, él come, ella come, nosotros comemos, ustedes comen, ellos, ellas comen, vosotros coméis. You see, it's quite different for each and every one of them. And so this is why, if it happens that we lose our subject, it doesn't matter that much in Spanish whatsoever. Como is still for just I. Como is still for just yo. But if we do that same thing in English, now we don't know who we're talking about, do we? Eat, 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 eat. It don't make sense, does it? Now for Spanish again, it's a different story. Come, comemos, comen, come. You kind of have an idea of who you're talking about.
English, the auxiliary verbs are more important. In English, we use them to indicate a question, future, etc. These three phrases are in present, past, and future. And we know this by the auxiliary do, did, will that changes from the one to other. For example, did you drink tea? Did you drink tea? Will you drink tea?
It is more common to find sounds in English that doesn't exist in Spanish. This is because we have a lot more sounds in English than in Spanish. For example, that sounds that make the T and the H together. In English, we have two types of sounds for the TH. For example, the unvoiced one, them, and the voiced one, think. In English, we have the word car, which is pronounced if we combine the A and the O. From Spanish, we would say car. The A is like a combination of the two sounds. But in Spanish, we only say carro, like my car. Oh no, not that one. That one. It is not common to find long words in English as it is in Spanish. For example, the word unicorn, like my friend over here, it is taken from the Latin unicornis. That's why it is so long.
So, I guess this is the end of this amazing video. Hope you learned something. Hope it is useful for you. And yeah, this is the last time you're going to see my face. Be happy for it. So please give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to. Please do it. Please.